Well, good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch. Today, I'm going to cook my breakfast as usual, and I'm going to do something that I usually find offensive when other YouTubers do it, something I never do, something I'm not comfortable doing, but something that I decided I'm going to do anyway because I think it'll help. I know it'll help me, but I really think that it'll help you. So I'm going to go a little mercenary on all of you today and going to talk about the things that I think are almost necessary that I bought over the time that I've been doing this carnivore thing that have made it actually doable for me. And by that, I'm talking about the things that I've equipped my kitchen with that make the cooking and the cleaning so easy. And it just takes a major thing that's hard for a lot of people away, and that is eating at home and preparing their own food, having the right tools to do so. And here comes the mercenary part. I have links on Amazon for all this stuff. And if you buy all of this stuff from Amazon, they pay me a commission. It doesn't cost you anymore. And it's something that I can do to make a few bucks. And I'm being really honest about this. That doesn't cost you anymore. And I don't hold it against anybody if they don't. It's just, why not? It's there. So I do have affiliate links on my website, oldguycarnivore.com, on the links to stuff I use page, to most of the gadgets and appliances that I use. And as I cook my breakfast, I'll point out a few of these things. First one is this thermos jug, which is the greatest thing I've ever bought. I use this for my electrolytes, and it's 44 ounces. And that seems to be exactly how much water I need in a day, believe it or not. That's, I guess, probably about 5 or 6 glasses of water, but that's all I need. And I mix the electrolyte mix that I create in this, and it has no taste because it's diluted enough. But the thing I like about this, although it comes with a lot of different attachments and tops, it does have this straw attachment, so I can just take it and drink right out of it. Like that. It's like a time release electrolyte because as I drink this stuff throughout the day, I replenish those things. So that's on the website, and I'll put that aside right now. Before I start cooking, let me just show you one or two little things. The air fryer that I really like to use is this Z-Star air fryer over here. And this thing is a grill, indoor grill and air fryer, and it lets you cook things like steaks if you want to, or things, hamburgers that might be greasy and splatter all over the place. It's a smokeless grill. Keeps the kitchen clean if you use it. It's been out of stock for God knows how long. They just got some back in stock. And I posted a community post with a link to that. And they are buying them because it's great. Everybody's seen me use it. I really like it. An alternative is the Ninja one, but it's a little more expensive. I have 2 frying pans that I use exclusively. I have this well-seasoned deviation or debuyer carbon steel pan. It is the best. The best restaurants use these kind of pans. They're heavy, they hold a lot of heat, They're fabulous for cooking burgers and steaks. I have two different ones on my website. I have a 10-inch Ozori and a 12-inch Mueller. Senior moment. These pans are non-stick, but they are not coated with Teflon or any other forever chemicals. They are totally safe and healthy to use. They work great. Ceramic coated. I cook bacon and eggs in that. That's about it. That's my bacon and egg pan. And other than that, you'll see some of the different things that I might use while I'm cooking my breakfast. So let's get ready to cook breakfast. I have this down to a science now. I know exactly what tools and utensils I need to get out. I will preheat my pan. Take that one out of the way. Get my bacon and eggs out of the refrigerator. And we'll get started. I use Redmond's real salt in my eggs, and I use, to season meats, I use the Himalayan pink salt pretty much exclusively. And those are the two different kinds of salt that I use, except when I'm making the ribs that I make. And I have a recipe on one of my videos about oven cooking these ribs up on a rack for 4 hours or so at 275 degrees and then finishing them in the air fryer. And, you know, one of the real considerations about being carnivore is to try not to use any of these plant-based seasonings, which is pretty much all seasonings except for salt. So I use this Malden smoked salt. I get that from Amazon as well. I also use, when I make the fried foods that I do, the fried shrimp, the panko coated chicken wings in the air fryer, the fried fish, when I make my salmon cakes, and I keep a supply of this Wild Planet salmon that I get from Amazon, and it's fabulous. I use ghee a lot. I have this grass-fed ghee that I found that I use in a lot of things. I especially like to use it when I'm making some clarified butter, because that's what ghee is, to, you know, dip my shrimp in. And then I get these anchovies also, which are Wild Planet. They're all wild caught stuff packed in water. Works real great. I get my Himalayan pink salt in these 5-pound bags. I get it medium grained. Okay, I get this stuff medium grained. And I have this, I have a pair of these electric grinders, and I put the medium grain salt in this, and I use that for seasoning pretty much everything, except I use the Himalayan salt to put in my eggs. So that's another gadget that I have. I also use this digital thermometer, and you can point this digital thermometer at anything and it'll tell you. My palm is now 76.6 degrees, if I point it into this frying pan where I'm cooking my bacon, that's 262 degrees. And I got to tell you, I think it's about less than 20 bucks. It's handy as hell. It's handy as hell, even around the house. But when you're trying to bring oil in a pan, like bacon grease, up in a pan to make fried shrimp or fried fish or bake the crab cakes, this thing will tell you exactly how hot it is. And it works great. I even use it when I'm seasoning my carbon steel pan. So that's another little handy gadget that I use all the time. One of the things that I really use all the time is my meter thermometer. And this is a Bluetooth thermometer with an app on the cell phone. If you've seen my recipes, you've seen me use it. And what it does is it makes sure that I know exactly what the internal temperature is on anything that I'm cooking, in the oven, in a pan, on a barbecue, or whatever. They have a lot of different versions of this. This one that I have is the cheapest, and it's the one on my website, the Bluetooth only version of it. And they do have a Wi-Fi version, which is a little more, but gives you much greater range between your cell phone, where if you're barbecuing outside, you could be in your house and know. With this, you got to be pretty close to it with your cell phone. That's the only difference. So that's the handiest thing in the world, and I know a lot of you have gotten those, and it just makes cooking and preparing these foods so much better, and really decreases the odds of spoiling your food or overcooking your food to a minimum. I think a lot of these gadgets actually pay for themselves. You don't have to ruin too many rib eyes in order to cover the cost of one of those meters. I think it's $68 or $70. All of these things I've shown you, except for maybe the salt, you only have to invest in once. Now you have a choice. You've decided, Redmonds, you decided you want to be a carnivore. There's a lot of things that can happen to you that will ruin the whole experience, derail your diet. The biggest of those, of course, is food addiction and the inability to overcome these addictions. And I've tried to give you a lot of tips to do that. But the sad reality is so many people who start this never follow through with it. And it is sad, but nothing we can do about that. I try to just hopefully give you the best chance I can. One of the things that made it real easy for me was having all of these little gadgets that I've accumulated that make it just effortless for me to execute the diet, to do the cooking, to not ruin my food, to make it convenient and clean for me. That increases your chance, but it also does another thing, which is more psychological. And that is, when you spend money to prepare for something, for example, you decide your house needs to be painted, but you just can't get off your ass and paint it. When you go out and spend $300 on paint and bring it home, you now are motivated to paint your house because you've invested in it. And I'm pretty well certain that if you invest, and don't invest in these tools unless you really need them or have a need for them. If you invest in these tools, the psychological effect of just doing that, it's like the same psychological effect of cleaning out all the crap in your house that you know you're not going to eat. This commitment, this mental commitment that you make goes a long way getting you into the spirit of it and the swing of things. So, regardless of whether you use my links, go to Walgreens or Walmart or any place and buy this stuff, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Many of you don't even use Amazon. That's fine. That's okay. I figured, why not if you're going to do it anyway? But it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that you, if you're serious about this, give yourself the best possible chance of succeeding by preparing, knowing what you're going to do, having a regimen to follow. Oh, by the way, this thing is another handy deal that I get, and I have a link for that too. It holds all the bacon grease, which we're going to use as a cooking oil to fry anything. The healthiest way in the world to fry foods. Got a nice little strainer thing in the top. It was really one of the handiest things I finally found and bought for myself to do well on carnivore. Now, for what you've all been waiting for, excuse me while I beat my eggs. Thank you. So, I will get my eggs going. Thank you so much in advance if you decide that you think I'm onto something here about helping you get started on carnivore, or if you got some ideas about stuff I use and you're already a carnivore that you think might make your life easy. And if you use my links for Amazon, I thank you very much. And with that, take the rest of the day off and eat meat.